And good morning. You're watching Do I Need a Lawyer on Atlanta's CW Network. Thank you for starting your day with us. And if you have a question that you'd like for me to answer, if you'd like to speak with me regarding a potential claim, just pick up the phone. Give me a call right now, 770-934-8000. The call is free, completely confidential. There is no obligation. And thanks to all the viewers, too. They've been sending in the emails and the calls saying, hey, you like the show. I appreciate the feedback, and we look forward to bringing this show to you every morning, right here, Monday through Friday from 7:30 to 8 on Atlanta's CW Network. Now, let's go to a question from one of our viewers. Hi, Gary. I have a question for you. I was driving on I-20 about 8 in the evening. My two kids were in the back in their booster seats. A car that was in the lane to my left swerved over into my lane. He clipped the rear of my car and caused me to spin out of control, and hit the retaining wall. When my car finally stopped, I was just sitting there in shock. My kids were crying hysterically. The guy that hit me kept going. An elderly man that was behind me stopped to help me. He saw the whole thing happen, but he wasn't able to get any tag information to give to the police. We were all taken by ambulance to the hospital, and I know we'll need follow-up care. But I'm honestly at a loss. I don't know what to do about my car, my medical bills, and our future medical treatment. Can you help me? And that comes to us from Amber in Hiram. Amber, thank you for the question. And I tell you, I'm very sorry to hear about your accident, your injuries. You were obviously involved in a very serious collision, and I'm thankful that you're able to even ask me questions about the wreck. I've handled a lot of claims just like yours where the people in the car did not survive. Just imagine the force of impact when a car traveling at high speeds on the interstate collides with a concrete retaining wall. Now, I know from your question that the man that caused this wreck fled the scene, and I assume the police were never able to locate him or his vehicle. This situation is referred to as a hit-and-run wreck, and sadly, this happens more than one would think. In the situations where the hit-and-run drivers were identified and caught, we found some factors that played a role in the defendants fleeing the scene of the wreck. The driver was intoxicated. They did not have a valid driver's license. The driver was illegally in the country. Their car was not insured, or there were active warrants for the driver's arrest. And let's dig a little deeper into these factors. According to a study by AAA Foundation of Traffic Safety, 21% of all traffic fatalities, and that's between 1993 and 1999, involved drivers who did not have a valid driver's license. A report by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration indicated that the 7 states with the highest hit-and-run fatalities directly corresponded to the states with the largest population of illegal immigrants. And crash data from NHTSA, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, showed that the number of fatal hit-and-run accidents is increasing. In 2009, there were 1,274 crashes. 2010, 1,393. 2011, 1,449 crashes. And 2011 was the last year from which we have the data, but that is a 13.7% increase in wrecks with hit-and-run drivers just over that 3-year period. Let's talk about your legal options here, Amber. If we can't locate the at-fault driver, then there is no way you can know whether or not that person had liability insurance. So, Amber, the next thing we would do is to take a look at your own insurance coverage. We want to find out if you have what's called uninsured motorist coverage, and this is often abbreviated as UM or UIM on your insurance policy declarations page. Now, uninsured motorist coverage, or UM, applies in a situation where the defendant does not have insurance, or just like your case, when the identity of the at-fault driver is unknown because they fled the scene and they were never apprehended. And it's important to note that Georgia law does not require you to have UM coverage, as it is optional. However, I encourage, Mom, I'll call you back in just a minute. Thanks. All right. However, I encourage everyone to make sure you have this coverage on your policy because of the number of people that are driving without insurance on Georgia's highways and our nation's highways. Now, let me talk about uninsured motorist coverage in a little more detail. If we receive word from your insurance company that you did not have UM coverage on your policy, we take it a step further. Georgia law holds that for policies issued or renewed on or after January 1, 2009, insurance companies must provide insureds the option of selecting either added on uninsured motorist coverage or underinsured motorist coverage or reduced underinsured motorist coverage. I want to see your application to see if you're given the option to select or reject UM coverage. It's so important that we look at that. Now, If you have uninsured motorist coverage on your policy, then I want to look and notify your insurance company about the wreck, and I want to look and see what coverage you have, what your limits are. And the failure for us to notify your insurance company in a timely fashion about your wreck could really forfeit or potentially give the insurance company reason to deny coverage for your claim. Now, Amber, I know this is a lot of information. The easiest thing to do, just pick up the phone and give me a call to discuss your claim. 770-934-8000. The call is free, completely confidential, and there is no obligation whatsoever. Please don't try and take on the insurance company and their lawyers by yourself. Just pick up the phone, give us a call, 770-934-8000. Do I need a lawyer? Call me. I need to call my mom.